Every single leader out there, doesn't matter if you're running a tiny startup or you're a CEO at a huge company, you face the exact same challenge. It's this constant tug of war. How do you keep things running smoothly today while also building for the future? It's a battle for your time, your energy, and your focus.
I want you to really think about that for a second. Look back at your last week. Were you just buried in emails, putting out one fire after another, just trying to keep the wheels from falling off? Or were you actually pushing forward on those big, important projects that are going to define where you're headed? Yeah, if you're like most of us, you feel that pull in both directions pretty much all the time.
And let's be really clear here. This isn't some kind of personal failure. This is just the reality of leadership. This tension between managing what's happening right now and creating what's next is totally universal. But what if there was a way to navigate that struggle with a bit more clarity, a bit more intention? A way to actually master the chaos instead of just, surviving it? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into. There's a really powerful tool that was designed specifically for this dilemma. It's called the Situational Management Framework, and it's all about giving leaders like you a clear path to get control of your focus. So what is this thing really? At its core, it's a system. It's not some vague philosophy or a bunch of motivational quotes. It's a skill you can actually learn. And it all comes down to learning how to balance two critical functions that are always competing for your attention: operation and execution. Okay, so operation and execution. What do those words actually mean? They might sound a little like corporate buzzwords, I get it, but they represent two totally different ways of thinking and acting. And every leader, or anyone who wants to be a leader, has to master both. Let's break them down. This chart just lays it out so perfectly. On the left side, you've got operation. Think of this as everything happening in the now. It's managing the day-to-day, it's being reactive when problems pop up, it's just keeping the machine running. This is absolutely essential, but if you're stuck here 100% of the time, you're just treading water. Now, look at the right side, execution. This is all about the next. This is where you're proactive, where you're driving those big strategic goals forward and creating future value. This is where the real growth happens. So we get it, we need to balance these two things. That's the key. But how in the world do you know if you're actually getting any better at it? I mean, you need a way to track your progress, right? A way to see if you're improving? Well, turns out the framework has a way to do just that. And that brings us to the key metric for this whole system, the Situation Management Quotient, or for short, just SMQ. Seriously, think of this as the ultimate scorecard for how effective your leadership is. Your SMQ score is a direct reflection of how well you and your team are handling that constant balancing act. A high SMQ doesn't just mean your organization is effective, it means it's adaptable. It means your team can handle a total crisis. Like a server crashing right before a big deadline. That's an operational fire, without completely derailing the big project you've been working on for months. That's execution. When it all boils down, the entire reason for learning and applying this framework is super simple. It comes down to one clear goal: increase your organization's SMQ. That's it. It's a real, tangible number you can work on that translates directly into better performance. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually put it into practice? How does this become a concrete technique that you can use day to day? Let's get into the how. Here's the process, and it's basically a continuous loop. First, you learn the framework. Hey, that's what we're doing right now. Then, when a challenge comes up, you identify the situation. Let's say a critical bug is found 2 weeks before product launch. Is this just a minor operational hiccup, or does it threaten the entire execution of your strategic goal? Next, you consciously balance your actions. Maybe you put a small team on the bug fix. That's operation, while the rest of the team keeps pushing on the launch plan. That's execution. You apply that specific technique, and the result? You handle the crisis without derailing your future, which means your SMQ goes up. Then you repeat the cycle. And as you practice this over and over, something fundamental starts to shift. You stop being just a manager who's reacting to whatever lands on your desk. You start to evolve. You become a situational manager, a leader who can actually diagnose any situation and deliberately choose the right approach to get the best outcome for both today and tomorrow. So let's bring this all back home, to you. Take a good, honest look at your work, your team, your goals, everything you've got going on. Right now, which side of that scale needs more of your attention? Is it operation, where you need to bring some stability and order? Or is it execution, where you need to be driving progress and building for the future? Answering that question, well, that's your first step.